Hey everybody, GM Creates here with a special video, I think. At least I hope it will be. I'm dipping into my collection here. Um, and interesting thing I think about a lot of comic book readers is they're usually got their love of comics a lot of times passed on from one of their parents. You know, parents share the things they enjoyed, and my father read comic books when he was young, and so he still had some of them, and so now I have them, and this is one of them. This is The Amazing Spider-Man, number 16. Um, I'm very proud to have this, although I didn't do anything to get it, I just inherited it. But it's cool. It's not in the best shape, but you know what? That's because they're comic books that were read. You know, this was probably read and reread dozens of times, and I read and reread it growing up as well. And, you know, so here it is. It's The Amazing Spider-Man, number 16. Spidey battles Daredevil, featuring the eerie menace of the Ringmaster. Of course, everyone remembers that classic villain, the Ringmaster. I'm sure it'll just be any day now until he's featured in one of the Marvel movies. I like this down here. Warning! If you don't say this is one of the greatest issues you've ever read, we may never talk to you again. That's just funny stuff. Yeah, it's a little hokey, whatever. It's fun. Dude, you can totally get like tons of fishing equipment and stuff here for $12.95. That's a pretty good deal. Anyway, here it is. Duel with Daredevil. I mean, this is a pretty cool splash page right here. Just look at that. It was written by Stan Lee, illustrated, of course, by Steve Ditko. I mean, that's like classic. It doesn't get any more classic than Stan Lee and Steve Ditko doing Spider-Man. I mean, for crying out loud, that's like the ultimate right there. And it's actually a pretty clever story in terms of getting them together so that they can fight. You know, they're both in New York, and Spidey sees these guys that, you know, they're worried that Matt Murdock can identify them by their voices, and he sees them, so Spidey comes down, he beats them all up, and then tells Murdock, you know, hey, you should be careful, whatever. And then they do the reveal, just in case the reader doesn't know, that Matt Murdock is blind and he's also Daredevil. Of course, this is still back in the old yellow and black and red Daredevil costume, and the traditional cane too. You see, it's just a normal cane he's got. And then we get to the Ringmaster here, and he's got this dastardly plan. He wants to do the biggest thing ever. I thought this was really interesting too. Check this out. You know, the little asterisk, they always do that, you know, to tell you when something happened. And I like this. It says, from the Hulk magazine. And then in parentheses, it says, now discontinued. They would never do that now. It's really funny, I think. And here's Peter Parker at the Daily Bugle. Jonah still smoking a cigar. He drops his circus ticket, and of course that causes him some trouble with the ladies, because she's like, I saw that, Peter. If you want to go to the circus without me, that's all right. But you could have told me. I don't care if you're talking to some other girl. And, you know, boys, men, I'll help you master Yubi-Waza. Look, I weigh only 95 pounds, yet I can paralyze a 200-pound attacker with just a finger because I know Yubi-Waza. Says Yoshi Imanami, pretty Japanese wife of New Jersey of N.J. Fleming, Yubi-Waza master. I like that they have to say she's pretty and she's Japanese. That's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, I wonder what would happen if he tried to send away for one of these things now. Anyway, so he's here. He lures Spider-Man in. When Spidey comes in, they think, yay, Spider-Man. And of course, Matt's in the crowd. And dun dun dun, Spidey gets hypnotized. And now he's under his control. And now Daredevil springs into action because the ringmaster is a criminal, and he tries to do the same thing. He tries to hypnotize him, and he's wondering why isn't he going into a trance, and of course it's because Daredevil is blind and he's not seeing his funky swirly hat. But that of course leaves Spidey under his control and Daredevil not under his control, and so they start fighting. And you see Spidey, I must save the ringmaster. Look, you know what's interesting, honestly? Look at some of these poses, and it's stuff that you would still see to this day. Classic Spidey hanging upside down. You know, just some interesting stuff. And then I love these things too. Continued after the next page. It's interesting. Stratomatic baseball. That was the precursor to fantasy sports, by the way. See them, you know, Spidey and Daredevil still fighting, you know, and it's pretty cool. Like, they're, you know, this is, to me, it's got to be one of the first ever, like, verses with superheroes issues. I mean, this is an old issue. It's got to be one of the first times that this has happened, I would think. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know, so Daredevil gets the hat away and then tries using the hat to demesmerize Spidey. Spidey gets back, and now this guy's like, no, you know, you still gotta fight all my circus people. And of course the circus people are no match for the combined might of Spider-Man and Daredevil, as you can see. Da-da-da-da. And it's funny because, like, Spidey does a lot more fighting than Daredevil does, I guess because it's Spider-Man's book. And you know what? That's how it should be. It's Spidey's book. He should be the star of the book. Unlike a lot of books now, where the star of the book ends up becoming a background character in their own book. So then he gets everybody back to normal, and the end. And here's the letters page. That's pretty interesting. I could imagine with some of this stuff. It'd be definitely be kind of interesting to go back and read some of the letters. It's interesting too. Like, look at the special announcements section. It's definitely interesting. And you know, then there's of course the silly ads that were always in the back of these comic books. Oh my gosh, look at this. Christmas cards. If you know just 20 people, you can make at least $50, more likely $100 to $200 in your spare time. Awesome. With Christmas cards. That's pretty interesting. So I just want to look and see, did they put yeah, here it is. Spider-Man 1964. So this is from September of 1964. 12 cents per copy. That's pretty amazing. Corner box art. I still love corner box art. So that's it. That's Spidey battling Daredevil in what I gotta believe is the first time that that's ever happened. And it'd be interesting to see, because I also have Daredevil #3, and that was in August, and this was in September. So it's got to be Daredevil's first crossover with Spider-Man. I think we'll take a look at this another time, because issue #3 of Daredevil. So we'll definitely take a look at that sometime in the future. But yeah, that's it for now. That's the Amazing Spider-Man #16, Spidey battling Daredevil, and that's it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter. I'm at jam_creates. Hit the bell for notifications, and that's it. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out, Home Slice.